Welcome back to Advanced English Language Academy. Today I'm going to talk about two teaching methods of English. So when I talk about teaching methods, I'm talking about their learning methods as well. So which ways we can use to learn English. I'll talk about two methods. There are many methods, by the way, but in today's class, I'll talk about two methods. GTM versus DTM. GTM means grammar translation method and DTM means direct teaching method, right? So both have their own benefits. They have their flaws as well. But I'm just going to tell you you yourself decide what method will be beneficial for you and which method will be good for you, right? So you should just yourself decide what are your demands, what you want to learn, for what purpose you are going to learn English, so you decide for yourself. And it's for teachers also. I'm also a teacher, but one thing I'm telling you that when I say it's for teachers also, I don't mean that I am a dominant person, because I also learn from teachers. So other teachers can also learn from us. So that's what I'm talking about today, the two methods and which one is good for what, okay? For example, we talk about DTM. So the benefits of DTM are, DTM gives you quick results. When DTM means direct teaching method, there isn't any grammar translation. Mostly conversations, debates, monologues, and these kinds of things. When you allow a student to speak and you don't interrupt and you don't just guide him too much. So that is called DTM. DTM means, again I'm saying, that it is direct teaching method. For example, you don't translate the language. We normally, what is the problem of Pakistanis? We first learn Urdu and then we translate the sentence into Urdu, mostly in tenses we do, okay? And then we translate it into English, so there is no concept then, okay? The person understands English, but he can't speak it. But when you use DTM means that you allow the student to speak, mostly conversations, debates, and presentations. They come in the category of DTM. And so when you make your students work, so they come to direct teaching method. Now, as I have told you that they have their benefits, like it gives you quick results, like for example 3 months, 4 months if you teach with a DTM, so the students can learn English very quickly. And it's good for spoken English. If someone wants to learn speaking and if someone is interested in spoken English, so DTM is very good method for him, okay, or her. For example, he wants to be a fluent speaker, so then he'll have to use DTM. If a teacher wants his student to know speaking, to speak well, so he'll have to use DTM. It's good for IELTS also. Okay, IELTS, International English Language Teaching System. It's good for IELTS also. If you want to appear in IELTS, if you want to study abroad and want to study IELTS, so you have to use DTM, because DTM gives you quick results. As I told you that you don't have too much time, you have only 2-3 months, so it's good for IELTS students. They should also learn through DTM method, and teachers, if they want to teach IELTS, so they have to use a DTM method. But one thing I'm telling you, it's a little bit short term, right? And if you want to understand academic English, so you'll have to use GTM, grammar translation method. Now, grammar translation method is mostly for written English. If you want to write essay, pre-essay, or later application, academic English, so you will have to use GTM. So the teachers who want the students to have good written skill, good academic English, so they'll have to use GTM, grammar translation method. It's good for academic English. And now, for example, you are appearing in an exam, so the DTM is not good for you, because DTM mostly deals with speaking, and exams are mostly written. So for academic English, GTM, grammar translation method. Grammar translation method means that you study grammar and you're not too much concerned with speaking, but you study sentence structure, parts of speech, and these kinds of things. So that's very good for academic English, for competitive exams as well. For example, a person wants to appear in CSS, PMS, in these kinds of exams, so he doesn't have to follow the GTM rule. GTM can be of good, can be very useful in interviews, but not in written tests. Okay, so if you want to appear in CSN and PMS exams, and even MDCAT also, so you will have to go through GTM. Okay, you'll have to learn through GTM. So in academies which are preparing students for competitive exams, they have to follow GTM. Okay, and it's a long term as well. Long term means that when you improve your English through GTM, so your command will be very good. Okay, but we have to follow all of them. Sometimes it doesn't mean that if you follow GTM, don't follow DTM, and if you follow GTM, don't follow DTM. No, it doesn't mean that. It means that if you just know what are you learning English for. If you're learning English for a competitive exam, so this is what you have to follow. If you're learning for like spoken tests, so, or you want to improve your speaking, so GTM is a good method for that. Again, I say that that both of them have merits and demerits. And in the next video, I'll come up with some other teaching techniques. Okay, thanks a lot. Don't forget to subscribe.